Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to this Friday's update. And I will tell you that there are some great, spectacular, and terrific things happening inside the world of Gen. First, I want to tell you that the Science for Personal Mastery course is now up. We have released the first pieces of that, the first 10 pieces of that information that's written by Kevin. It dovetails in so well with the Success Mastery course, and it is available for you online. If you'll log on, go to the Education tab at the top of your screen, and from that there'll be a drop down for the Science of Personal Mastery course, which will give you the information each week. What's happening is that this is the level one, the first 10 pieces of that. What we will be doing in the future, in the very near future, is releasing the next 10 modules of that. Those will be available for level 2s and above. So everyone will receive these first ones because everyone that is a dues paying member has access as a level 1 member to this information. And then we will release the 20s and then the 30s. They will be for different levels. Level 3 and above will get those, and then level 4 and above will get those. So again, it moves you to upgrading to get access to more information, not only inside the Success Mastery course, but also inside the Science of Personal Mastery course. So again, just more perks and benefits and things that we're doing. I've told you those things were coming. They are here. Thank you, Boki, for the great job that you've done in providing that information for all of our members. I will tell you that also we have a Cabo Recap. There is a video. There's a tab below. You can click on it. It will, and here's the importance of this, is that it is a visual that will evoke feelings and emotions in you. For those of you who were there, it will remind you of things that happened while you were there, things that you heard. It will bring back that feeling. Remember, we learn in our brain in pictures and feelings. The pictures that Joel so masterfully has crafted into this video will allow you to visually see where you were. See people that you interacted with, remind you of lessons learned from materials that you gained from lectures from stage. This event was world class. This event will, in fact, change your life if you so choose, if you take the action steps, if you move forward in your study of the Success Mastery course. So I encourage you at the end of this, click on that at the bottom and remind yourself of those feelings and emotions that you had in Cabo. It will remind you, get registered for what's coming up in Vegas. We will have a world-class program again for you in Vegas. I would invite you, remember, we have until that early bird pricing is going to go through April the 15th, and then it will be the normal price. So the price will go up. So the point is, take action. Take advantage of the early bird special. There was an event special pricing. Now there's an early bird special pricing. Then we will move to the regular event pricing. So again, take action. Stay on course. We look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas the end of July and 1st of August. I will tell you that also you have been receiving some email reminders. Be sure and click on those. The world of email changes literally weekly, monthly, if you will, because the rules change. The way in which you send out emails and the way in which we're able to continue to send those emails is that you have to open them. You must click on them. The rules of Google, the rules of Amazon, the rules of Facebook change on at least a monthly basis. Make sure that you stay connected to the club. All you have to do is click on those things, and then it takes it through filters. Check in your spam, check in your clutter, whatever service you use. Make sure that you're getting the information, and that's why we're putting it out on a Friday update information for you so you can check your email. Maybe you get your emails, and it will remind you to tune in for the lessons that happen on the Friday update. I also will tell you that those upgrade messages talk about getting to level 8, getting level 8 free with KT. And there are some specific things that you must do on specific timelines. By the end of this year, you must be a dues-paying active member of Gen. By the end of next year, of the end of December in 2021, you must be a level 7. So depending upon where you are in your journey, the faster you can accelerate that, the faster you can get to level 7. We are making arrangements for level 5 testing. We're making arrangements for level 6 study. We're making arrangements for level 7s to make sure that you can get to be a level 7 by the deadline, by the timeline, so that you can receive the gift of level 8 free from KT. We also have supersized your bonus for the sponsor 3. If you'll sponsor 3 people, 3 new members, or reactivate 3 previously existing members, your dues are essentially paid for, because we're gonna up that percentage so that you receive a $50 credit for each of those people that you would have in getting 3, so your membership is free. Again, the details are available for you there. Just make sure you check your emails. This week, in the Member Development Series, we're going to share with you a lecture that Tom Ward did in Cabo. It was a spectacular presentation. It was masterfully crafted and masterfully done. Tom, again, kudos. The reviews that we've received, not only in the evaluations at the end of the event, but also in follow-up emails and texts and communication from the field, if you will. It was a life-changing endeavor, and we're so thankful that we have families like the Ward family with Tom and Emily and Meg and Aaron in this club, and the gifts they do for our youth program, and the environment that they create, and just the people that they are. They're great members of GEN. We're so happy about that, and they're going to be putting on a successful life course with, of course, our very own Erlene Vining. And that will be in Florida. Again, you can check the website. Our goal here is to get you to go to the website, get you to check things online. Check about when the Paris event that is upcoming is going to happen. Check about when the Germany event is going on and is upcoming. And the Josh Novi event, the Gen Experience, things that are happening. These are all things that are happening in this quarter. So please go on the website, check those events, check the dates and times and locations for where those things are happening. And as we continue to grow, I simply won't have time to announce all of the places that we're doing on Friday updates. My advice will be, my suggestion, my recommendation will be that you go to the website. Check on events, see what's coming up, see what's happening inside your club, because we have some great and exciting things happening inside the world of GEN. I will tell you that, I've been talking with you about the Power for Success book, and I read you the very ending of that this past week, and something still kept churning in my mind, and as I was preparing for today's lesson, and we're going to move on to some other works in the laws of success. However, there was still some unfinished business, if you will. When that little voice inside, if there's one thing I've learned in 60 years, is to pay attention when that little voice says something to you, particularly when that little voice says something a couple of times. And it did, and it spoke to me again. And the point was that success magnetism, the lessons that I've been going over, aren't just about success, and they aren't just about magnetism. They're actually, how can we combine success and magnetism so that we can become magnetically successful? How can we change who we are? And there was one section in this book when it gave 24 or 25 specific bullet points about how you do that. About now that you've listened to what I've been talking about over the past few months on these Friday updates, how do you apply those things? You see, because the real key is, how do you apply them? It's all about that taking action part. And so, again, I'll go back to that book for just a few moments, if you will, today, because I think it's important that you get these. And rather than have me just give you them in my words, first what I want to do is to give them to you in the author's words, to give them to you exactly in the sequence, in the order, in the series, if you will, because this is just like the progression from level 1 to level 2 and level 2 to level 3. We don't give you level 4 stuff. We may seed some things in that early on so that when you get there it makes sense, and now what you heard in level 2 makes more sense than it did when you were actually at level 2. The same thing is true in this book. It has been a magnificent book, and there were some ears that these pages were actually dog-eared that this is an important aspect. So I want to talk about, in this category, there are general life principles. Number 1, magnetism entertains no unnecessary thought of evil concerning others. None. It's all positive. Number 2, it's altogether superior to low-minded revenge. You see, I'm just going to go through these, and we'll touch on these in the upcoming weeks. But It is my desire that you just get the feeling of what happens here. Number 3, it never reveals personal embarrassment. Number 4, it permits no show of irritation. It is incapable of losing temper, was number 5. And number 6, it refuses to exhibit hostility. Number 7, it never admits, never discloses defeat. Oh, there are so many lessons here. So much to expound upon it. Number 8, the magnetic person never shows indifference toward others. Number 9, magnetism conceals the feelings of ridicule and contempt. Number 10, if you are magnetic, you never indulge in violence. Number 11, you neither look for slights and insults, nor do you feel them, unless they are persistently thrust upon you. Number 12, if you're invited to resolve upon the increase of you're invited to resolve upon the increase of your circle of friends and never lose an opportunity of winning a well-wisher. Number 13, this means, of course, that you retain every friend secured, if possible, in self-respect, which should not be unduly rigid. Number 14, the instant recognition of faces and recollection of names is intensely magnetic. And I know I have to. Bill Clinton had this capability. He had the ability to recognize and remember faces and names of people for decades. And he was elected president of the United States, arguably the most powerful position in the world, twice, utilizing this characteristic. Number 15, magnetism ignores all caste distinctions and is friendly toward all. Number 16, if you would be magnetic in personal relations, you must splendidly believe both in yourself and in other people. Number 17, the general magnetic attitude is a close compound of the magnetic thought and the success thought. It's buoyant in hope and courage and bound together by the magnetic will, something we covered in an earlier lesson. Number 18, in the use of this attitude, every obligation should be regarded as profoundly sacred. The magnetic person cannot be careless in this respect. This book has all along insisted that magnetic success imperatively demands the life of highest honor. Remember the section we did on honor. They all relate back to your personal honor. Above all, number 20, above all, you are again urged to banish from the inner self. Listen to this one. You are urged to banish from the inner self fear, worry, discouragement, depression, and every such enemy to peace and power. There is in your mind an upper level. Live in that level. When worry and the like appear, you will find them occupying the lower level and absorbing your attention. You should instantly force consciousness to the higher ground, expelling these enemies and holding up to the better mood. This is the one secret of victory over the king's foes. The author guarantees the remedy in any case that is not fit for a hospital. The remedy that is for any case that is not fit for the hospital. Oh, there are so many lessons here. In the conduct of life, the magnetic person sets before the mind a definite goal, either lifelong or particular, and adheres thereto with bulldog pertinacity. You see, number 22, and he therefore wastes no values, but economizes all. Number 23, he saves part of his earnings. He carries his money in his pocketbook, not loosely. Number 24, but he has the wisdom to recreate, to rest the body, to ease the mind, to take the needed breathing spells for magnetic increase. Those steps, there are so many lessons on those 2.5 pages of this single book. that can absolutely change your life. It goes on to talk about dealing with others. Let us finally understand, in applied magnetism, you simply harmonize the etheric states of others with those of yourself. And you convey to them, through the ethereal medium, the purpose of your will. The first condition of success here is agreeableness. The second consists in tact and perseverance. The third is willpower, not brutal will force, but magnetic power of will. Again, a previous lesson on these updates. In all application of magnetism to persons, you are urged to remember that your very first goal, always and preeminently, is an agreeable feeling within their minds. You should never try to induce a person to act your way until you have thoroughly established in him a good feeling toward yourself. See, these are the steps of success. This is a prime initial step. When such a condition has been secured, you are then ready for the magnetic assault, and only then. When you're dealing with other people, endeavoring magnetically to win them to your wish, you should summon the general magnetic feeling within yourself. Will them to do as you desire, and at the same time think of them as already consenting and acting. Your inner condition should be perfectly calm, buoyant, hopeful, and whatever the external means employed, your mind should be concentrated upon the thing desired, and its accomplishment should be thought of as now secured. The response of the person may be delayed. Listen to this, because this is so appropriate when you're beginning to speak with other people about Jinn, or you're attempting to sponsor them or invite them into the club. The response of the person may be delayed, but this should not discourage you. For some minds do not take suggestions. Those of your unspoken will are referred to here. They do not take suggestions quickly, and they do not act instantly upon their own thought. You see, some people are just wired differently. It is invariably best to induce people to believe that they are acting on their own personal impulse or judgment. They should be made to feel perfectly free, not at all coerced, and that they are doing their own will rather than yours, simply because they wish so to do. Simply because they wish so to do. Those pages are so powerful. Those pages can change your life. Those pages will change your life if you invite them in, if you own them. I encourage you, go back and listen to this section again. It's very easy to do. Just go back and listen to those 24 concepts and then how he ties it together. How this information is put together, and it so dovetails into the Success Mastery course, and it so dovetails into the Laws of Success, which is where we're going to go next, by Napoleon Hill. It's been my pleasure to share with you once again this week in our Friday update. It is my intention that you have an absolutely spectacular week. I'm Dr. Tom. Have a great one.